Citizens, there is no time to lose. I came from Versailles. Mr. Necker has been dismissed. Tonight, the Swiss and German battalions will leave Champ de Mars in order to slaughter us, and we cannot let that happen. To arms! Sitting on the table in the Cafe de Foy, the author of these words proposed to use green cockades as a visual and distinctive symbol of hope and united stand against tyranny and injustice. This episode served as the catalyst for the beginning of the revolution and one of its most vivid moments, the storming of the Bastille. And today the main character of our story is none other than one of the most prominent revolutionaries, Camille Desmoulins. Camille Desmoulins was born on March 2nd, 1760, in Guise, Picardy. While his family couldn't be considered affluent, his father secured a scholarship for him at the college Rue-le-Grand in Paris. He was a capable student. The school not only imparted essential knowledge for his future endeavors, but also introduced him to a young man named Maximilien Robespierre, whose significance was yet to be fully realized. After completing his studies, he attempted to pursue a career in law and was subsequently admitted as a lawyer to the Parlement of Paris in 1785. Despite having good qualifications, he faced one minor obstacle that hindered him from attracting clients: his stammer. Lacking funds for his livelihood, he decided to change the area of activity. He became interested in political journalism. France stood on the verge of spectacular events as Louis XVI decided to convene the States General. Camille perceived this as the moment of truth and a chance for elimination of social injustice. He was extremely excited by the unfolding events and started attending various political clubs, making speeches and writing political pamphlets. His connection with Robespierre provided him with an understanding of what was happening in the States General. He welcomed the creation of the National Assembly and the subsequent taking of an oath in the tennis court. The event that spurred Desmoulins to active participation was the dismissal of Jacques Necker, the Minister of Finance, who was tacitly considered sympathetic to the Third Estate and the National Assembly in particular. The combination of the encircling of Paris by royal regiments and Necker's dismissal was perceived as a threat to the liberal movement in the country. Desmoulins came to Palais Royal, which served as a sort of exile for protesters. The main character of our today's story decided to make a move. On July 12, 1789, Camille leapt onto a table outside the Cafe de Foy and delivered a fervent appeal for people to take up arms. According to some legends, he plucked a leaf from the nearest tree and stuck it into his head. When he noticed police officers that were observing him, he took out his pistols and concluded the speech that he would rather die than submit to servitude. Despite his stammer, Desmoulins' speech was so invigorating that people began preparing to oppose the potential offensive. Seeking more ammunition and gunpowder, they stormed the Bastille, but it also symbolized the overthrow of royal power in France and marked a turning point for political change, though at the cost of shedding the blood of its citizens. After the start of French Revolution, Camille Desmoulins continued to play an active role in revolutionary politics. He published political pamphlets and even launched his own newspaper. Desmoulins advocated for the establishment of the Republic and supported the trial of King Louis XVI. His writings and speeches reflected his commitment to republican ideals and his desire for political change. In 1790, Desmoulins married Lucile Duplessis. Among witnesses there were prominent revolutionaries, including Maximilien Robespierre. After the fall of the monarchy on August 10, 1792, Camille Desmoulins was appointed Secretary General of the Ministry of Justice and the new revolutionary government led by his friend, Georges Danton. Later in 1792, he was elected as a deputy to the National Convention where he aligned himself with the radical Montagnard faction. It's believed that he voted for the execution of the king. In 1793, he launched his new newspaper called the Vieux Cordelier. Shortly thereafter, Desmoulins began writing articles critical of the policy of the Committee of Public Safety, whose leader, among others, was Maximilien Robespierre. In March 1794, Robespierre sanctions the arrest of Danton, Desmoulins, and their closest associates. They were arrested on charges of counter-revolutionary activities and executed by guillotine on April 5, 1794.